What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. You guys know me from my baseball recap, but today before we get into the news, I have to bring up something that is very, very crucial to me and very personal to me. It's my mom's birthday. All right, so now...
Ooh! Oh, no, wait.
Who did you think that was?
The guy from the closer for the Yankees.
Who?
Miguel Cabrera. Was it? No, Mariano.
So guys, what I want you to do right now in the comment section, I just want you guys to spam happy birthday Fuzzy's mom, because my mom has been in countless videos. She has always been there for me in terms of just being there to help me record or being part of the skit. Whatever stupid idea I have in my head, my mom is always supporting it, and it actually ends up being a good video pretty much every single time. So mom, I want to say thank you for your support. I want to say happy birthday. We're going to get sushi later. It's going to be a great time. And yeah, that's the good news that happened today. The bad news, well, it's not really bad news. It's just really sad because it makes me feel old. So Ryan Howard, one of the best offensive players that I've seen in my lifetime, yeah, he called it quits today. He hung up the cleats. So what I want to do is I really want to go down memory lane, and I want to show you guys how good Ryan Howard was in his heyday, because I think he had 4 straight seasons of 45 home runs and 135 plus RBIs. Ryan Howard was a tank back in the day, and I have not seen a hitter like, I haven't seen anything like him since. I'm waiting for the next Ryan Howard, man.
If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings.
I'll be honest with you guys, the only person that I've seen come close to Ryan Howard was maybe Prince Fielder, and I think JD Martinez is starting to come around that as well, because JD Martinez, that guy's filthy. But Ryan Howard, one of the most prodigious power hitters of all time, I'm going to miss that guy. Chase Utley's retiring, Shane Victorino retired, Cliff Lee's gone, rest in peace Roy Halladay. Everyone from that Phillies team is just gone. All right, enough sad news, enough bad news for today. We got to get positive. So 1 year ago today, so September 4th of 2017, oh yeah, speaking of JD Martinez and how good this guy is, 1 year ago, he did this.
Martinez, high fly ball. Martinez hits it high in the air. Deep. Fly ball. JD Martinez, is it 4? It's gone.
I was going to ask you guys to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Would you rather have Ryan Howard in his prime or JD Martinez in his prime? But I don't think that's a very fair question, because if you guys haven't seen Ryan Howard's stats or JD Martinez's stats, what I'll do is I'll put them up side by side and I'll let you guys decide. And maybe if you want to comment in the comment section, I'm not sure, but they're both really good. They both have different strengths and weaknesses, but yeah, I'd rather have each of them on my team. I'm not going to choose. All right, guys, so our next story is going to be our fun fact of the day. So Edwin Diaz, the closer for the Seattle Mariners, is having an all-time great historic season, and yesterday he got his 52nd save.
Another 3-2. Right back to the glove, tipped back there at 97 miles an hour. Another 2-2. He got him this time. Diaz strikes out the side in order.
So you guys saw it, you heard it right. That was his 52nd save already of the 2018 MLB season, and he still has about a month left of baseball to go, so I'm curious if he's going to be able to get 10 more by the time that the end of the season comes around. The fun fact about this story is that he has more saves than the Orioles and the Royals have wins. Baltimore Orioles fans, I'm really sorry. Kansas City Royals fans, I'm really sorry. You guys are in rebuilding years. Don't sweat it. It's going to be all right. But yeah, 52 saves compared to, I think the Royals have 46 wins and the Orioles have 40 or 41 wins. So yeah, Edwin Diaz is having an amazing season. The Orioles and the Royals, not so much.
And DeGrom goes upstairs to get him for the first out of the inning. 0-2 to Tolles, and he struck him out on 3 pitches.
On first 2 or 3 pitches in the at-bat.
And a good changeup. 7th pitch of the at-bat to Machado, and he struck him out.
All right, so Jacob deGrom keeps on throwing the baseball better than anyone in the world right now. So he has a 1.68 ERA, and yesterday he actually tied an MLB record of 25 consecutive starts where he has not allowed more than 3 runs. So Jacob deGrom is having an all-time great season, and I'm just curious how they're going to reward him. I'm hoping that he wins the Cy Young. I know the Mets, they're not in contention for the playoffs. I only think they're 500, but we saw that Felix Hernandez back a couple years ago when the Mariners went 61 and 101, he still won the Cy Young. So I'm hoping that history can repeat itself and Jacob deGrom can come away with a Cy Young this year. Now, the only thing is Max Scherzer and Aaron Nola, they're still having really good seasons. So yesterday, speaking of Max Scherzer, he had his 15th 10-plus strikeout game of the season already, and that's a lot of strikeouts in 10 games.
And there it is, number 250 for Max. 4th of the night, 9 in a row to start the ball game.
That's pretty good. Check out the names around Max. for 250-plus strikeout seasons consecutive. Wow.
Amazing company.
So Jacob deGrom has a 1.68 ERA. Max Scherzer has, I think, 16 wins already. He's 16-8 with a 2.3 ERA. He has 15 games of 10 or more strikeouts, and this is his 5th year. I meant to hold up one hand of 5, but then I held up 2. I didn't mean 10. I know how to count. I did 2 5s instead of 1 5. I'm sorry. So this is Max Scherzer's 5th year already where he has 250 or more strikeouts. Now, just to kind of put it into perspective, Clayton Kershaw, probably the greatest pitcher that we've seen the last 10, 15 years. He's only had 1 of those. Now, granted, Clayton Kershaw did have 301 strikeouts that year, so that counts for a lot. But yeah, Clayton Kershaw, as filthy as he is, as many strikeouts as he's garnered throughout his career, he's only topped 250 once. Max Scherzer 5 times. So I guess this is going to be the comment for today. If you guys had 1 draft pick, that's it. You only had 1 draft pick. I'm going to give you guys this. Would you take Max Scherzer or Clayton Kershaw for a 9-inning game? Let me know in the comment section down below.
3-1, target outer half. Harper to center. Well hit. See you later. Harper to left. The guy on third can fly. The guy in left has a good arm, and the Nationals win it.
You know what's crazy about Bryce Harper is the fact that when he has a down year, that's considered a really good year for almost everyone else. Now, if you take a look at his stats, I think he's hitting 240 right now, which is saying something because he was hitting 215 a couple weeks ago. So he's picked it up after the All-Star break, but he has 80-plus runs, he has 30 home runs, 30-plus home runs, 80-plus RBIs, and 11 stolen bases. So the guy is still having a pretty decent season. Now, the one thing that's holding him back in terms of his WAR percentages this year is the fact that he's played an awful outfield. I really like the website Baseball Reference because it breaks down what exactly goes into WAR. So in terms of that stat, there's offensive WAR and defensive WAR. So he's got a pretty good offensive WAR, but I think on the defensive side, he's in the negative. So I think maybe he has a 2 WAR, which is really bad considering a couple years ago when he won MVP, he almost had a 10 WAR season. So for those of you who don't know what the WAR stat is, it's wins above replacement. And as a fan of baseball, I would say anytime that you have a 4 or 4.5 WAR, I would say that's a pretty solid season. Now, anytime that you're above 4.5, maybe in the 5, 6, 7s, that's a really elite season. And you're going to want to make do with that and try and get as much money as you can, because if you can get a couple seasons in a row where you have 4.5, 5 WAR, you're going to get a lot of money. So Bryce Harper, yes, he is having a down year, but the second half has been really good to him. Now, the Nationals, they're not going anywhere. So I'm curious where Bryce Harper is going to end up next year. The Nationals, they've gotten rid of pretty much all their best players except for Anthony Rendon and Ryan Zimmerman and Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg. So I'm not sure if they're going to try and rebuild or if they're going to sign Bryce Harper and then continue to try and make the playoffs. But to be honest with you guys, he hasn't done much for the Nationals in terms of getting them to the World Series. So do you want to pay a guy $400 million just to, I don't know, man. I'm still on the fence about Bryce Harper in terms of how much money he's going to get and where he's going to go. Our last story is coming out from Milwaukee. So the Cubs were playing the Brewers, and this was a pretty intense game, and it came down to the final out. Check it out right here.
And Yelich, a shot, picked up by Bryant, steps on the bag at third, throw to first, no time, and the Brewers win! Unbelievable, he didn't go home on that. How about he picks up more at third base, he goes home.
Oh boy, I love me some Chris Bryant. Maybe it's just because he spent so much time on the disabled list and maybe he's just trying to get his baseball IQ back in order. But why did you not go home? I understand that if you get the double play, now it's your turn to go hitting and maybe you can take the lead. But if you don't get that double play, you lose. So I thought that was a huge risk to take and obviously didn't pay off. So Chris Bryant, I love you, man. From Las Vegas. I want to root for you, but that was a really bad play at least in my opinion. To lose on a fielder's choice, yeah, that does not leave a good taste in the mouth of Cubs fans. So let's see if he can rework his brain a little bit, get back into baseball shape, because I think Chris Bryant is one of the top 10 players in baseball when he's healthy. So give him some slack, cut him some slack. Don't go too hard on him, but yeah, that was not smart. All right, everyone, I think that's going to wrap it up from the stories from yesterday. I will be honest, not much happened, so we're going to go into the standings right now. We have this beautiful picture from MLB.com. If you guys ever want to follow them on Twitter, it's just at MLB. They provide really great stuff. I think they have the best social media team and marketing team in all of baseball. If you guys don't follow them on Instagram, they have some great stuff. So let's talk about the standings now. In the AL, the Yankees are now 8.5 games back, so they were 6.5 games back. Now they're dropping down to 8.5. Not sure what's going on with them. The Indians are still 14 games up. Now, the one thing I want to say about the Indians is Francisco Lindor came out a couple days ago and said that they're dragging their feet right now, and I would have to agree the Indians, they're not playing great right now. We've kind of lucked out with the AL Central. I will say that. I'm not going to be biased. I'll just leave it there. In the AL West, the Astros are still 2.5 games up of the Athletics. In the wild card for the AL, the Yankees are up by 3.5 games. The Athletics are in second place, and then we got the Mariners down at 5.5 games back. The NL playoff picture, we have the Braves up by 4 games against the Phillies. In the NL Central, the Cubs are still up by 4 games to the Brewers and 5.5 games above the Cardinals. In the NL West, the Rockies have now taken first place. The Dodgers are a half game back, and the Diamondbacks are 1.5 games back. So in the last week, we've seen the Diamondbacks in first place, we've seen the Rockies in first, and we've seen the Dodgers in first place. So that's going to be absolutely insane going forward. And then in the wild card, the Brewers are up by 1.5 games. The Cardinals are, this is super confusing. So the Cardinals are in second, the Dodgers are 1 game back, the Diamondbacks are 2 games back, the Phillies are 3.5 games back. So, okay, so even though the Brewers are in second place in the Central, they're still in first place at the wild card. That just shows how good the NL Central is, and that's... I just dropped my phone. I missed my bed. I usually toss my phone onto my bed, but my laptop is right there, so I would have thrown my phone on my laptop, so I chucked it into the ground. That was embarrassing. So guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me today. I don't know what my hat is doing, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. So we talked about the standings, we talked about Ryan Howard retiring, all the different stuff, and yeah, I think that's a pretty solid baseball news day. Again, not much happened, so I tried my best to bring all the most important stuff, maybe even bring up flashback stories like Ryan Howard and JD Martinez's 4 home run day. So happy birthday, Mom. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, go ahead and slap a like on this. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. I think I might try to record an in real life video here pretty soon, and hopefully you guys like it, because I want to get back to maybe posting 2 videos a day, once or twice a week, and kind of switch things up. So guys, if you want to see double uploads, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. I'm about to sneeze. Peace out. I told you. Bye guys.